Run Show. I'm your host, Sonny C. It's Dallas week, and the Cowboys are chirping. In particular, Coach Mike McCarthy pretty much put a stamp of a guarantee. He's confident that his team will win this game. He's a coach. I get it. He's supposed to exude confidence in his team. Mike McCarthy is new to this rivalry. And although Dallas has had their way in recent years, the excuse that the Cowboy fans used last year when they got swept, well, Dak wasn't there. And you had some backup quarterbacks. So it's always like that with this rivalry. This rivalry is starting to simmer and starting to cook. Again, it's one of those rivalries. It's never going to go away. It's always going to be some type of animosity between the fan bases. And now it seems like there's animosity between the coach, Ron Rivera, and Mike McCarthy, as opposed to what Mike McCarthy said when he opened up his pie hole to guarantee a victory. And yes, he pretty much guaranteed it. He can clean it up. He can try to walk it back. But for the most part, I think many of us take that as a guarantee, especially the fan base here in Washington. Now, Jerry Jones came on and said something interesting the other day, just a day or two ago, in regards to Washington being the DMV area being one of their biggest supporters outside of Texas and Dallas, of course. But and that's pretty much he's pretty much spot on with that. This is a big. They do have a big Dallas Cowboy contingency here. There's a lot of fans, and that's kind of like historically it's been like that because, as you know, Washington was their former owner, Preston Marshall, was one of those guys who didn't want to integrate. He was looking at money. He wanted to have the whole South, so he wanted to keep the team a certain comfortable with a certain crowd out there down south, and so he kind of resisted integration, and his teams waned because of that. They weren't that great because he didn't adapt the idea of change and opening up his mindset as far as integration. But so a lot of Cowboy fans, when the Cowboys came in existence in 1960. A lot of fans here who was disgruntled with the decision of George Preston Marshall not integrating. And when the Cowboys came on the scene, a lot of them, because Tom Landry, he got a lot of black African-American players from these historically black colleges. And he adapted that idea of bringing in the best players possible. So I see that's kind of like a brief history of that. You can find that anywhere if you want to further research it. But that's what Jerry Jones was kind of playing into a little bit. I thought he was slick with it, and that's Jerry. What can you do? But let's get back to the game. I think there's a couple keys here, 5 keys to this game. Number one, it's a rivalry game. Anything can happen. Throw the records out. Like I said, these two fan bases, these two teams they play each other. Nothing new. They're not going to surprise each other. I think what you have to do, number one, is establish the line of scrimmage, offensively and defensively. We have to establish the line of scrimmage. That's most important. Number two, I'm going to be very interested in what the game plan is going to be for this game. For the most part, I think the weather's going to be pretty fair, pretty nice. I think running the football and stopping the run is going to be the key. I don't know if Pollard's going to play. Yeah, plantar fasciitis or something like that. He tore a slight tour, so I don't see how he played this game. But they're calling it a game time decision, so we'll see if he play. That's going to be key for Dallas because he brings so much to their offense. He brings a lot to the special teams that we saw against the the New Orleans Saints, that run back that he did. And I believe he did mention this week that he injured it on that run, or he knows for a fact he injured it on that run. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic, because if he's out, that's big. Zeke has not been himself. I think he's either injured, he's not 100%, but he's still a threat. He can get out and catch balls out the backfield too. So the keys on Zeke are going to be, you have to be on point with that. Also containing Dak Prescott, keeping him inside the pocket, getting a big push up the middle and knock him off his spot a little bit. He gets a little uncomfortable when he gets that push inside the inside rush. So that's going to be key as well. Deron Payne has been playing like an absolute animal the last few games. We already know what Jonathan Allen was doing, and Matt Ioannidis is also making his presence felt. So, our defensive linemen, although we are going to miss Montez Sweat, we're going to miss, of course, Chase Young is out for the year. Montez Sweat is on the COVID list, but I'm Casey Toohill and Smith Williams. They proved to be competent. They've proved to run the defense as it's supposed to be run. And just the big thing with the defensive ends is just do your assignments, contain, don't let them beat you outside, don't get flushed in. So that's going to be key. Also, I believe the third key to this game, defensively, we just got to continue to keep doing what we've been doing on this win streak. Keeping everything in front of you, coming up there, making the tackles, secure the tackle, rally to the ball. Don't get out of pocket. Don't go for these. You got to know your keys. You have to be paying attention. Don't get caught up looking in the backfield. And then CeeDee Lamb is streaking down the field, or Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup is the one I'm concerned with, because he's been killing us a little bit. So we got to, and Amari Cooper. So they're going to get their three receivers back, all playing together. Again, since quite some time, they've been kind of like absent a little bit. They haven't really played together. So we're going to get everybody at full strength from Dallas as far as their wide receiver core. Also, Dallas, they're getting healthy on defense. D-Laws came back. Randy Gregory was playing pretty good before he got out. Got injured, so he should be back. You got Trayvon Diggs over there. So if Taylor Heineke is still high with these footballs or floating these footballs out there on those edges, he's gonna have to be mindful. Trayvon Diggs will pick that ball off and he will take it back. So, but he can get got too. He can get got. He's a gambler. So there's going to be that's going to be a key development, cat and mouse game between Heineke and Trayvon Diggs as far as if he decides to go that way. I'm pretty sure Trayvon Diggs will be on Terry McLaurin, and Terry McLaurin has cooked them in the past. So we'll see how that plays out. If Dallas decide to play that soft zone, I think Taylor Heineke will eat him up. Look, Dallas secondary is not that great, in my opinion. They have some key pieces, but they can be had. There's some plays to be had out there, I think. So that's going to be a big key right there. The fourth key to the game for me, defensively on our part, being able to put a pass rush on Dak, as I stated before, being sound on the outside. You have to be alert out there. You have to be alert. But most of all, play within the defense, and I think we can get this win. The fifth thing for me is coaching. I think Ron has found a formula to win. It's proven. It's proven in the NFL. You go to Cleveland. You can go look at Minnesota the other night. They ran the football. San Francisco, they're running the football. Cleveland is running the football. So there's, the blueprint is out there. Control the clock, run the football, stop the run. That's how you beat Dallas. Very simple. That's how you did it. Yes, they have weapons. Yes, they're explosive at times. But Dak has not been playing well lately. So he's been okay. but I've seen some flaws in his game. His accuracy is not that great in the last several games that I've seen him play. So we have to, if he throws up one up, we have to get the ball. We have to take the ball if he throws an errant pass. Still playing within the defense on our end, but if he gives you the opportunity to pick one up, we have to catch the ball. We need turnovers in this game. And if that gives you an opportunity, he throws one up, he gets flushed out, and he just throws one up, we either got to knock it down or pick it off and get a turnover. So we in this 4-game win streak, we haven't had a lot of turnovers, which is pretty amazing, actually. But I believe the key is to win the turnover battle in this game and just to be fundamentally sound. And I believe coaching go back to coaching. Mike McCarthy, what can you say about him? He's supposed to say that, but I don't think you say it in the media. I don't think you give a team or an opponent extra motivation as if they need it. But it is what it is. So Mike McCarthy, thank you for that. Jerry Jones, thank you for that. So that's the key to me, 5 keys to winning. I believe Washington will win this game. I actually think, and I don't say it much, I think they're going to dominate this game. But the key is it's a rivalry game. Anything can happen. Ball security is a must. If we just run the football, I think we can run the football down their throat. I really do. Dallas can't stop the run. So if we get up by a couple touchdowns or so, and that's a big if, run the football down their throat. I hope we get J.D. McKissick back. He's been out on concussion protocol. I hope we get Jamin Davis back. He's been out on concussion. He's questionable. Ricky Seals-Jones, not sure his status. He's been out for a month or so since the Tampa Bay game. It'd be nice if he's able to play if he gets up. But regardless of the injuries, there's always next game, next man up. So we have to do what we have to do to get this game. It's a very important game. If we can get this one, play the Eagles next week up in Philadelphia, and that's going to be a pretty tough football game too. So we're in the division now from here on out. This is what I was saying, the back end of the schedule. Here's our opportunity. We control our destiny. Washington football team should be able, it's not going to be easy, but they should be able to keep themselves in position to the final week of the season, and we'll see what happens. So hopefully we can get this victory tomorrow, but we still got a lot of work to do. Just because if we do get this victory, we still got to go to Philly. That's not going to be easy. Then you go back down to Dallas. Then you got Philly at home, and you end up in New York. These games are not going to be easy. You're not going to fool anyone. These are you have to play bully ball. The Giants are just going through the motions, but like we've seen before, the Giants that came here when all we had to do was win a game and go to the playoffs, and they came here with a lot of backups and actually beat us here in 2016. So let's get this game, Washington, and let's beat these disgusting Dallas Cowboys. All right, take care.